the envelope and challenge our alumni to continue to give. And I'm excited to share with you in my 6 years of being at Prairie View A&M University, this past homecoming 2022, we did set a record in alumni giving. And I say a tremendous record. We've been trying to capture some momentum at homecoming because that's the one opportunity where we have alumni completely immersed in the culture, in the history, in the moment. And we want to feed off of that and transition your alumni affinity into philanthropy. And as a result of a multi-channel marketing program in partnership with the Office of Marketing and Communications, as the President mentioned, we've been working very closely with them. For the first time ever, we raised over $150,000 for homecoming, which is very modest because we have 80,000 alumni. Our total, the last check on the total, because we did have individuals to go back to the giving page post-homecoming, and the grand total for homecoming giving was $169,000. And very excited because of the number of alumni we have, and because of how long it's taken us to get the momentum going. One of the things that we've heard from you and that we've been trying to respond to is to continue to ask. Many times when I interface with alumni, sometimes people will say that I haven't given as much as I could because you've not asked. So we've been very consistent with asking, and most importantly, with the messaging, we've been very strategic. And one of the things that we are most proud of is the fact that our president set a goal of achieving R2 status, and we have been springing it to the rooftop to explain to alumni the importance of R2 status and also how alumni giving plays an integral role in overall ratings. So you all have listened, you've been responsive, and we're very excited. As it relates to the annual fund specifically, many of you and your chapters have established specific endowments to provide scholarship funding, which is phenomenal. It helps with the long-term sustainability of the institution. However, as mentioned, there are students that have imminent needs. Mr. David just mentioned he has a student that has a current debt of $5,000. That is one example of why the university needs alumni support with consistency with some unrestricted funding. The annual fund allows the university to be able to provide a vast array of philanthropic support for students based on their needs and also based off of the university president's priorities. So as it relates specifically to the annual fund, as of today, we have raised nearly $400,000 this fiscal year for annual fund exclusively. Now, larger institutions may have raised significantly more as it relates to the annual fund. However, thinking about my tenure here at Prairie View, we've come from 60,000 to almost 400,000. We're preparing for an appeal for the end of the year, and we want to finish strong. It is my belief that we can easily hit the $500,000 market goal, and I'm positive with continued consistent engagement that we will get to a point where we're receiving more funding on an annual basis. One of the strategies that's helped with that has having alumni capitalize off of their employment, and those of you who work in companies and have matching gifts, making sure that we educate each of you to request those matching funds because that helps increase your impact as a alum and as a benefactor of the institution. One of the other things that we're really looking forward to sharing with you, because we've received a lot of concern about, is your endowment reports. I know that you are very much so accustomed to your endowment reports. We're currently working on those, so all of the chapters that do have endowments with the university, anticipate your endowment report is forthcoming. The endowment report will include your total balance, the interest earned, the amount that will be awarded, as well as details about your scholarship recipients. So we're very much cognitive that you want to have that information. You want to make sure that you have that information so that you can continue to support the institution. Over the remaining summer months, we're making plans to create some additional campaigns to support the needs of not only the alumni chapters in the university, but also looking at ways that we can engage you more as we're putting together our fundraising efforts. Working in partnership with the Office of Alumni Affairs, we established the 5-year reunion giving program. For those of you that are not aware of that program, the primary purpose was to engage alumni prior to waiting to that 4 47th year to prepare for the 50-year reunion, and also to acclimate you to ongoing giving. And so with that, we're entering year 3, and we'll be providing some additional training and support for those that are celebrating their 5th year reunion. So do look forward to additional information coming soon. And as we close out the fiscal year, within the next 3 to 4 weeks, please anticipate an email from our office. We want to hear back from you as a donor. How can we serve you better? Customer service has been a challenge. Many of you have spoken to me one-on-one, and one of the things that we want to do is to be able to address your concerns, and it will be an opportunity for you to give us feedback as a donor as to how we can serve you better and allow us to make database decisions as we're moving forward. And that is what I have for each of you. And I say to you, as we're preparing to come to the end of this fiscal year, which ends August 31st, look forward to your envelope that says, finish strong.
Wills and bequeaths. I'm finalizing updating mine. I need to get with you. I understand you're supposed to have a copy of it. And I've got 3 endowment accounts. I think I need to get with you and consolidate it to 2.
Oh, sounds great.
Are you in next week?
We are in the office throughout the summer. Wills and bequests we're happy to assist with. The easiest or the most simplistic way to begin the process is to identify whom your insurer is. If you'd like to create an insurance policy, and speak with your agent, and they can help you set that up relatively quickly. And we're happy to follow up with you on those individual requests. Also, on all of our appeals that we send out to you, both electronically and in the mail, there's a box where you can check if you're interested in securing additional information, or if you'd like to notify us that you've included us in your will. Thank you very much.
Your enthusiasm is just infectious. Thank you so much for the work that you do. And now that you bring up wills, I've been working on my brother, and I've asked him to leave his house to Prairie View. Now, he goes on and on about how wonderful Prairie View is and how what it did for him. And he still won't sign over his house to Prairie View. And does anybody here know him? Well, if you see Coach Stubblefield, say to him, I understand you still won't sign over your house. We'll use every tool at our disposal to convince people to do right. And there's no possible reason that he can't leave his house to Prairie View. No possible reason that I can see. And so he doesn't have any children. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to that? And you know how he has had his house forever. So you know it's gained in market value, right? And so think of what Prairie View could do with that. I'm rehearsing my usual spiel about that, but so far it's not going. But I think it's because I'm his younger sister, and I don't have much ability to influence it. Yes.
Yeah, maybe you ought to tell me, you want the state to get it, or you want Prairie to get it?
I'm sorry?
You want the state to get it, or Prairie to get it?
That's a good idea.
That right there.
State to get it, or
I know Prairie
okay,
counts.
good. I like that. But in terms of finishing strong, we are now at what?
For annual fund, we're right at $400,000, but Office of Development listed we're at 3.2.
Okay, so what you're trying to do is get to 500 by the end of August.
Yes,
Michael A, that's why it's in yellow, A-N-T. So it's the Gant, it's Gant. Sometimes people somehow confuse it, but there it is. As you all know, Prairie View has recently garnered the Commissioner's Cup, which is the highest award you get in the conference. We're back-to-back Commissioner Cup recipients. What was unique about this year is that we swept all 3 categories. So with that being said, once upon a time, we were hunting. At this point, now we're hunted. So with that being said, you maintain such excellence, not only in the classroom, but in the playing fields and playing courts, as our model, where champions are built, and champions are built beyond the fields, beyond the courts. And when you're at the top, we want to maintain being at the top. We want to be able to sustain. And so part of what Dr. Reed's initiative is that we want to recruit, we want to maintain this top student athletes. When we say that, student athletes, student first. And of course, we all know at this point to be a student athlete at Prairie View A&M University, in the administrative side, we're not part of the recruiting. However, we set the standards, and part of that standard is 3.0 if you want to be considered, and 2.9 if you want to be transitioning. Number one, because our academic standards, as I was looking at Dr. Palmer's report, the students, the average GPA is 3.4, 3.3, okay, 3.3. So can you imagine having to do all of the requirements to stay in good mental, physical, and maintain winning programs? You got to be a good student coming in. There's requirements with the NCAA. We are a Division I program, not Division II, not Division III, so we have the same requirements as A&M, as a UT, as a SMU, TCU. We're a Division I schools, and I'm amazed a lot of times when we talk to corporate partners, they don't realize that we're a Division I program. We're only FBS in football, so our student athletes have the same travel schedule, they have the same requirements as any Division I school. Now, I say this, the university has made the decision to be Division I. With Division I, it comes a lot of requirements. You're in the spotlight. We can't just compare ourselves to just HBCU. We're got to compare ourselves to the NCAA. Our softball team recently just played the #1 team in the country in Oklahoma. Our soccer team just played TCU. So we're not just playing just HBCU. So the standard is being a sustainable Division I program. And again, I just want to echo that we're excited about what we're doing. We can't get caught up in what other schools are doing. We have to be who we are, and that's excellent, right? We have to maintain what our mission is. We have to stick with our core. It's so easy to get caught up in social media. They're doing this and they're doing that. However, our mission and our core is totally different. And again, like as Dr. Ruth said, what good is it to have athletics if you ain't winning? It's about winning. It's great that some of our counterparts are saying certain schools are doing wonderful for HBCUs. No, they're doing wonderful for their institutions. So make it know that our #1 focus is to be the best in every sport, to have a program that you can be proud of as alums, as fans. Again, the Commissioner's Cup is a reflection of that. The Commissioner's Cup is a reflection of your commitment to athletics. The Commissioner's Cup is your commitment to academics. Again, we want to maintain that. It's going to require some support, not just monetary support. It's going to require some rah-rah, some cheerleading. Ideally, we want to have a home field advantage, and home field advantage is that we want to be able to be in a position where nobody can get a ticket to a football game. We got a 15,000 seat stadium, okay? We got 9,000 students. We got 80,000 alums, if I understand, so I need 6,000 alums to buy season tickets. We're not gonna give you a ticket, we need you to buy a ticket. We need you to buy your friend, your family members a ticket. So that's 12,000 tickets right there. We gotta find a way to squeeze 9,000 students into the game. That's a good problem to have, but we can do that. Again, we don't need anyone else. We were noticing we went to the A&M game and we didn't realize that they don't even allow another band to play. They don't even care about another band playing on that field. But Prairie was the only school that has played at Kyle Field. But I was just amazed that they are self-supportive. We're going to be self-supportive. We believe in you. We hope that we're putting a winning product that you can be proud of. As I deal more with corporate partners, external, one of the things that they're really, really excited about is, again, our academic standards. And it's amazing. I'm amazed that it's not, when we celebrate Prairie View, it's not about how many butts in the seat, how many games we've won, but it's about how many champions we built in the classroom, how many student athletes we're graduating, and they're going on to be professionals in many fields of human endeavors. So I will take any questions at this point. Yes.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Williams. I graduated class in 2007, and my godson actually is playing football at the Heights. He's one of the top offensive linemen in the state in 10th grade, and he's already got his scholarships, full scholarship ride from Summit, and he's going to be on a Sanders camp in 2 weeks at Jackson State. And I was like, no. Me and your mom are both Prairie View alums. We need to get your behind at PV. And he said, well, God, PV ain't even looking at us. So I said, he said, so you and mama gonna have to work out magic because I gotta go where the money is, mama. And he's in the 10th grade. So I said, you know what? You absolutely right. I don't have a counter argument for that. We need to figure that out.
Yeah, okay. It's outstanding. I mean, so just what you're just merely doing now is, people giving us the information, and this key is about communication. Somebody obviously has passed that information on, and the idea is for us not to know. And so, simply, we need to get that kind of information out. Yeah.
Well, I just want to make a comment. Yesterday, I supported the golf tournament that we had for the weekend. And we had a Prairie View student that's a golfer, a Prairie View golf student that was there working at the Herman Park golf course. And I was extremely impressed with her caliber, with his position, with everything. Didn't even know Prairie View had a golf team. I'm sorry, I'm president of 89. So anyway, I wasn't aware of that. To see females, to see a female as an golfer, and she was really encouraging. Herman Park actually offers a golf clinic for young girls, 6 through 17.
Right.
6 through 17. So I'm going to be trying to get my grade on 6, get her involved, as well as bring some other kids from the Galveston County, because I know on the golf course, a lot of decisions and deals are made on the golf course, so that is a great exposure for students, and I was aware.
I'm happy you said that. So I'll speak to that. Number one, Milana, who is she's the first female golfer over at Herman Park, and that relationship was cultivated. We invited her to play in the PV Foundation golf tournament. So she played me, Dr. Reed, her, and another one of our corporate partners, Fulcrum, which is an IT company. And Milana is from Dallas, but she played at Bethune-Cookman University, and she's a Delta. And so one of the conversations that I had with her was, hey, we want to create partnerships where our students can really get some real life lessons, real in terms of hands-on. Iman is probably our number 2 female golfer. She's from Arizona. She's outstanding, one of the top in the conference. But so Milana has created this summer internship. There's one female golfer from TSU and one female golfer from PV. And so we got a lot. It was great to see her. She was excited about being out there. Also, our head men's baseball coach, our offensive coordinator, also played in the tournament as well.
observation or question. Of course, I can't think of sports without thinking about the marching storm, as you mentioned, and playing in. So what impact did the Marching Storm docuseries have? Speaking of optics and perception, so what impact did that, was it Netflix?
No, CW.
CW, whatever it was. CW, yeah, thank you. So what impact has that had, positive or negative?
Well, I've never heard the expression, all publicity is good publicity. It turns out to be true. And that had very wide appeal across the country. I was shocked recently, I think in fact, it was when I was in Massachusetts at Harvard. Somebody said, I didn't see you on that. Yeah. So a lot of people watched it. You can be sure there will be fallout from it, from more people knowing about Prairie View. More people. They were so impressed with our students. Everybody should have been, because they were articulate, they were sensible, they were very authentic and honest, and so forth. So it was immensely successful. We could get a lot of feedback from it. So I think it's going to be a windfall in a sense for. But we are working with the leadership of the Marching Storm to improve. And I don't know if do you want to say something about what we're doing with Marching Storm?
So we've committed, I think, $280,000 for travel, so they know exactly what their budget is, and we've also committed about $700,000 for upgrades to equipment and to the uniforms as well. We'll put down some money every year, so that we don't get to the point that we got this year where we've been kind of scrambled to come up with a certain amount to make that happen. So we'll put together a $50,000 account every year to make sure that we're putting money away so we can come to that point where we replacements are in a better place.
Yeah, but most importantly, they run out of room. And so we have a building on the capital plan for them. So it's an enormously important investment for the university as is athletics. And everything we do, you can't just do it on the margin. Okay? And so we have to be very careful about what we take on, because everything demands attention, everything demands resources, everything has to be done right. And so we are concentrating right now on trying to make sure that those broken instruments get repaired, and not just get repaired once, but there's enough money in the budget every year to make sure that the instruments are being repaired when they should be repaired, and so on. So that's very important. You've been very attentive, and we appreciate so much your interest. But it's a very big break. All of them just disaggregated. If you bring all those things together, when you think about just the Commissioner's Cup, we won the Commissioner's Cup, I think, for 5 consecutive times. That's just athletics. Okay. Who cares about Beyonce?
I'll say just a couple of other highlights. And most recently, before I came here, we kind of confirmed that we're working through the USA track and field relay team. Will be practicing July 5th through the 9th at Prairie View. They'll be staying on campus. So one of the things we asked, I think our track surface is one of only 3 surfaces of its kind in North America, well, in the United States. And so they're now working on a long-term, we're working with a long-term deal to kind of make USA track and field in relationship with Prairie View. So lots of great, I can go on and on about it.
But here's the thing, success breeds success. brings people to you who are not even interested in that area, but who care about something else. So keep that in mind as we continue to build and fortify this great university. There are so many opportunities for us to make it even greater. But most of all, we'll never forget our students. That's what we're doing. That's what we are doing. Yes. The Special Olympics. Well, I mean, this is an extraordinary story, really. And more and more at Prairie View, you're seeing students choosing Prairie View who are extraordinary. And I remember I first got a glimpse of this. I told this story often. I went into the dining hall, I sat down, I sat across from a young man who said he was, I introduced myself and asked where he was from. He said he was from St. Louis, I think. And I asked, well, how did you end up at Prairie View? He said, well, I wanted to do mechanical engineering. I said, oh, well, why did you want to do that? He said, because I invented something while I was in high school, and I've been working with it, and I developed a model, and then I had it manufactured, and then high school student, okay? And this is not even yet in college. So you can imagine what this young man will be in 4 years, okay? More and more, that work starts early. So Errol Stewart is another student who is just remarkable. So she came in and she said, you know, I want to start a Special Olympics team at Prairie View. I said, and I didn't know what to do. So I'm going to start a Special Olympics team at Prairie View. So I said, you know, a lot of what I do when students come to see me is just like you would, I'm doing it. And so I said, oh, that's a lovely idea. You go do it, and I will help you. Okay? And so what does she do? She goes and she does it. And she brings the Special Olympics to Prairie View, and they get all excited about it, and they are prepared to support her. And now they're getting a lot of notoriety because there's this wonderful woman at Prairie View, and she started this Special Olympics thing, and so forth. And the only one at an HBC. And so she's now, she's taking this all the way through, and she's forming the team, and they are practicing and so forth. And then she goes to the Special Olympics in Orlando. And they come in second. Wait a minute. All of it comes back to me now. And so I'm watching television. I do sometimes. So the news is on. And there's this entire expose on her and on the Special Olympics at Prairie View on television. Yeah, this is what you have to face in the future. But these are the students who are coming to Prairie View. And that's why you keep I'm so glad you brought that up. But I had no clue. Well, the mistake I was making is I say, oh, yes, of course. Of course, dear, you can do it. And then they go out and they go, what are you supposed to do when they go? Well, I mean, you're supposed to. I had a team come in and say, we're building an automobile. I said, oh, that's lovely. And we're competing with universities with our automobile. And we need some help with building the engine. I said, oh, of course we help. And so forth. And so there are all of these ideas. I was in the student center one day and I walked by a table and I saw this young man sitting there. I thought, well, what are you doing? And he said, oh, well, you know, I have an investment company. I said, you have an investment young man came to my office to say hello, to chat. And so I walked up to him and I said, hi, how are you? And I reached out my hand. He shook my hand. He was wearing a hat. And I said, what are you doing? I walked up here to speak to you. You're wearing a hat and you're sitting down. You know, we have to do this with our students. All right? So we have to, so just to be their best, we have to also chide them about what they're going to need to do in the future in order to make their place in the world. And that means they know how they need to know how to behave.
Yes.
Right? And sometimes I get notes from students that I can't even understand because they're writing text messages with abbreviations. And I don't know what they're talking about. And so I write back to them, I said, please send me a note that I can understand using real words and full words because I'm an older person. And there are older people who cannot read the stuff that you write, right? We have to do this for them too. So thank you so much for entertaining us. Oh, sorry.
I wanted to say that Ariel, her parents and Ariel, they're members of the Dallas chapter.
I'm talking about you're my freshman English class.
And James and Joanna. So when she developed that, she wanted to give our chapter a presentation. So we allowed her to present law. She wanted us to critique it. She texts Ellie and I every time something happens. And so we're constantly encouraging her. And so we're just excited that all that happens.
Girls is one of our Alumni Foundation students who graduated just wrapped up.
She is, you know it, in the course of a career, you know the students that you're going to see and hear about these things. And she's definitely reminds me of Wendy Cobb. I knew Wendy Cobb as a student, and she's the one who created Teach for America. But as an undergraduate, she created as an undergraduate. And so more and more young people are coming along with their own ideas. And they're developing those ideas, and we're in a unique position to help them do that. And so I think it's one of those.
I'm looking at the website. I don't know if everybody saw it. I know the child, his last name is Jones, which is another name now. You got your first Tony Award winner.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, one of her students, child was one of her, not one who was in the drama, but was in the class at Carver. One of the winners. One of our winners, but it was really hard to write about that. But the other night, if you watched the Tonys, they didn't say a whole lot. So if you didn't already know, you would realize that there were who did not go on the stage, who sat.
It was remote.
They gave her, they showed her with the Tony, that she got the educator award.
Rashonda Jones.
I can't remember that last name.
Kumba.
Yes.
Kumba.
Yes. Yeah, but Mr. C.D. Turner was a teacher. When he passed away, I went out to take the university's resolution to her at Carver, and she was telling me about the plays. In fact, she was in rehearsal like at 9 o'clock at night, rehearsing the kids. Amazing. So, yes.
I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you to Dr. Ruth Simmons for the challenge that was presented to her in 2020 and 21 when we were talking about our research, partnerships and what have you. And I don't know if any of you watched the interview, well not the interview, the board meeting when Dr. Simmons delivered the soliloquy relative to research partnerships. And I was watching that board meeting, and Dr. Simmons, I guess they said it comes with wisdom, how she delivered that message to them relative to Prairie View stance and being approached by the Carnegies, the Carnegie Melons, the Johns Hopkins, and the Stanfords. And I was just like, remember when we had the meeting with the Alumni Association, and she said that, and I asked the question, who will you partner with? Realizing that we're in the state of Texas with 2 universities of the first class, with Prairie View being the third, and no relationships. And she said that, well, what I'm going to do that the recording, I've been sending it out, because I mean, you lit into them. Very, very lit in the way you approach them. And so we hear your call. The president yesterday asked us the things we need to do, and I'm sort of debating a decision I have to make for me personally relative to how you deliver it. And so I want to commend you for it because it was excellent. You reminded me of my mentor. And so that one person is Dr. Alumni. He knows when to hit them and where to hit them. And you did it very well. Thank you.
We will not let Mark do the closing remarks on today, but he will do the benediction. So I ask if some of the gentlemen can move this podium, and to the side, we're going to do a group photo, everyone here. If you're here for the casino night, your photos will be ready. If not, please see me, and I will make sure that the photos get out to everyone that's here. That was my closing remarks. I'm not like you.
I love you. Matter of fact, I love home. So, go take a group photo. Y'all heard Jamal. Just told the president what we're going to do. I agree with it. Time is for us to do. And Dr. Ruth, you always hear me say this. One of my favorite gospel songs says, if the Lord doesn't do anything else for me, He's done enough. And when I think about you, you don't do nothing else for prayer. You've done enough. Stand on your feet for the benediction. We're going to take a group picture. Take a group picture. Go into this world in peace. I want you to have courage. I want you to honor all men and honor all women. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Share the gospel in the old Prairie View abroad. Listen, serve and love the Lord in the power of His holy might. And may the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ be with us all until we meet again. And the church in prayer, you said, Amen. Amen. Come on for the folks.